Welcome, Eric. Welcome, Neil. It's great to have you on board. Eric, are you able to tell us a little bit more about Cosmic and how you got into the space?
Sure. So Cosmic started out of a freelance business of me doing design and development work out of a co-working space. Really, I was young, ambitious, and just kind of cutting my teeth and just excited to be paid to do what I loved. And over time, got quite busy and all of a sudden grew into a 9-person design agency, which is where we find ourselves today. We've been bigger, we've been a little bit smaller. This kind of 9-person, roughly team size feels like a really good fit for the kind of work that we like to do. We like to stay nimble, bespoke, and high touch with our clients, and this size allows us to do that. When we first started, really we were, as I mentioned, just kind of excited to do everything for everyone for the most part. And I think that's a great way to start. But over time, we realized we needed to kind of hone our own positioning and our own expertise and focus a little bit. And so about 7 years ago now, we decided to kind of put a stake in the ground around the social impact sector and really focus our efforts there. And ever since, we've just been even more deeply committed to it.
Yeah, I think agencies are a dime a dozen, and it's hard to stand out, especially if you're not in that really top tier in agency land. So having, I guess, serving a niche like the social impact space, that's really great. And I guess you also have that feeling of you're helping as well organizations that are helping others and being involved in the community.
Yeah, and I think as we were looking at options for how to position, we've always liked to work quite holistically. So for us, like focusing on just a particular discipline, like only doing branding or only doing email or only doing paid or something like that, just felt really counter to our philosophy as a design agency. And so pretty quickly we decided, okay, we needed to find a niche, an industry or a sector to focus on. And we kept kind of describing this social impact space in different ways. Like we want to do community-based work, or we want to do human work or lifestyle work, or we didn't quite know how to describe it. And even the term social impact at the time wasn't very popular. Now it's kind of over the years become kind of the de facto way to describe this sector, especially because it does comprise of more than just nonprofits. It's nonprofits, it's B Corps, it's social enterprises, it's funders, it's government organizations too. It's organizations that exist to do good at their core, not as a kind of like CSR initiative or some kind of give back or cause marketing campaign. It's why the organization exists. And so, yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of potential. Frankly, we saw the bar was really low in terms of the creative and the brand and the digital experiences, especially at the time. And there's a lot of reasons for that we can get into and unpack. But we've been really excited to be part of hopefully raising that bar and starting to see a lot more interest from other agencies and other creatives and folks outside of the social impact space, kind of rethinking their priorities and focusing their efforts on the space.
Yep. And you cover, I guess, the full spectrum of agency work from branding through to design and building sites and applications.
Yeah, we try to stay pretty holistic, and we'll let Neil kind of talk about the technical side here in a minute. But we've been pretty bullish on integrating digital and development into our shop from the beginning, and really kind of honing that expertise within our team. We've found that a lot of branding agencies will kind of offshore or hand off or contract the development work, and we just see that as being pretty counter to delivering exceptional experiences. Is really hard to do that in our experience. And so that's been a huge part of our growth and trajectory and kind of our ethos at Cosmic as well. There's some niche stuff we don't do. Like we used to do full on photo and video production, but that's its own business. And we found that we're a little better, even though a number of us are film geeks and come from like a film background. It's better to kind of bring on the right production house for individual projects and just kind of play the role of an agency in that sense versus trying to do the full production. There's other niche things like that, but we try and do as much as we can in-house. That's where we really shine.